Okay, so we're just gonna pretend I haven't made several videos about this movie before. That shouldn't be too hard, since thankfully no one watched those. Something you should watch, however, is the trailer for my book, Tales from the Trilateral Realms. The link to it and the book itself will be in the description. So, John Carpenter's Halloween. It's a movie that, if you have functioning eyeballs, you know I have a special place in my shriveled up heart for. For those who don't know the story, let's go ahead and run through the basics. Little Michael Myers decided to spend his Halloween clowning on his sister for how quick her boyfriend is in the bedroom. After making his point, he spends the next 15 years in a psych ward, and upon breaking out he goes back to his hometown of Haddonfield and proceeds to make the same point to all the other horny teenagers he can find. Now, I first saw Halloween when I was about the same age as Michael Myers is in the prologue, a fact that I'm sure had no effect whatsoever on my developing mind and may well be the first horror film I ever watched. As a result, I have seen it many times over the years and now make it a habit to watch it every year around late October. This has been made much more convenient now that I have the Scream Factory box set on Blu-ray, which I grabbed on eBay a few years back, thinking that if I waited too long, I would never be able to afford it, only for the 4K releases to come out roughly a year later, sending the price of this set so low that my own wallet slapped me in the face and made me cry. Anyway, about the movie itself. It's sometimes strange watching the original, given the context of the many sequels, reboots, and the remake. It's a very straightforward and, dare I say, pure film. As much as I enjoy some of the subsequent attempts to continue the story, nothing ever truly came close to capturing the essence of absolute evil that the original Michael Myers represents. He doesn't have any kind of motive here. He just is what he is, and what he is an unknowable killing machine. Even Jason Voorhees has revenge as a motivation. Rather than making Michael boring, it's that lack of motivation that makes the original work as well as it does. Throughout the years, people have started to project their own reasoning onto his actions, and that's far more interesting than what any writer could, or ultimately would, be able to come up with. Does it mean the movie is perfect? No, far from it. Some of the performances from the younger cast are, let's be nice and say, highly questionable, and some characters make decisions that are just baffling. Look, I can forgive Laurie dropping the knife the first time. She had no idea how indestructible Michael is, and it's realistic for people to do some fairly stupid things when they're scared, stressed, or both, but dropping it the second time is where I start to question the concept of her supposedly being smart. Not helping matters is the presence of clunky dialogue in some scenes. Even so, considering the lack of experience from most of the people involved, it's a miracle that this film turned out as great as it is. In some ways, it feels like an 80s slasher flick, although much more restrained and better executed. This does make sense, considering it was the race to capitalize on Halloween's success that birthed that genre in the first place. Now, while Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode is iconic, the performance that elevates this film is definitely Donald Pleasance as Michael's psychologist, Dr. Sam Loomis, a character that becomes increasingly unhinged as the series progresses in his never-ending mission to stop Michael once and for all. The music is also an aspect that any discussion of this film can't be complete without. I actually use it as my alarm in the morning, at least when my phone decides that the alarm will actually go off. The TV version of Halloween has 3 scenes that were shot during the production of Halloween 2 in order to make it long enough to fit the time slot. While they are interesting, even at their best they don't add anything substantial to the story and are best viewed as a curiosity. Well, between this and the other videos that don't exist, I think I've said everything I can about this film. Hopefully, I will move on to the next film going forward. That, or I will talk about this one again and pretend this video never happened. Until next time, Chatzu signing out.